There is nothing in the world like shooting a movie on the streets of New York City, okay?
Hey, you're off the streets now. Come on.
Hell's Kitchen during the 1970s was a tough, tricky place.
The smart thing about shooting in New York, even if you have to change what some stuff looks like, is you really get the feeling of the city and the energy of the city.
We worked in 4 of the 5 boroughs, in Staten Island, Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, all over the place in an effort to really try to capture New York in the late 70s.
Bunch of guys that don't even remember what family means.
So we remind them.
I always used to hear Hell's Kitchen and didn't even know the area, really. To know about the politics that existed in it, the gangster world that existed in it, and the communities that existed, it really gave me a great foundation for the film itself.
New York City is my home, and I've always loved hearing the old stories. But, you know, the 70s were a wild time in New York.
Definitely gritty and unkempt, a little dangerous.
Tough time, tough world to be in Hell's Kitchen and be in that gangster world. But it also was community, too.
We're happy to help.
You're a credit to the community.
I think what was different was that other populations besides Irish people were coming in, and Irish people and that way of life was threatened. And I think that there was a lot of violence that came out of that as people tried to hold on to what little territory they had.
They were pretty indiscriminate on who they hurt.
It was so rough and kind of unmanned and a bit of a war zone.
You hear about all these different areas of New York, like Harlem, Hell's Kitchen, like it seemed very specific, but when you're actually here, you kind of realize everything just bleeds into each other.
You cross a certain block and you're out of the Jewish neighborhood into the Irish neighborhood, then there's the Spanish. And just having those kind of turf wars, you just had to really kind of watch your back.
We want more. 32nd up to 59th.
Do you know what you're asking?
Yeah, I do. You got our back?
It's not easy to flip over current day New York City for 1970. It's the garbage cans are different, the phone booths, cabs.
This man came out of his apartment and was like, what happened? What happened to my streets? What? We're like, we're shooting the movie, we're shooting the movie. He goes, oh, we worked so hard to keep these streets clean. You're like, don't worry, sir, by the end of the evening, it will look like your neighborhood again.
You cannot look at this world without seeing the parallels between then and now.
Hell's Kitchen is tiny, but has this reputation that's kind of spread across the entire world.
I'm so grateful that we got the opportunity to shoot this here because it belongs here. It's a New York story, and New York fed it.